Hi, second grade. For this lesson, we are going to be creating an optical illusion picture. So an optical illusion is when we're using a flat piece of paper, but we can make it look like it's three-dimensional. It's coming out at you. There are certain ways to draw and color things that will make the paper look different. So I don't know, you probably haven't seen these, but there are people that do like chalk drawings on sidewalks or on brick walls, and it looks like I know one of them was like a hole in the sidewalk, and it looked like you were going to fall in, but it was really not. It was just the sidewalk. It was just the way that the artist colored it made it look like it was a hole and you were going to fall in. That was the optical illusion. So optical means your eye. Okay. So what we're going to need is a piece of white paper. I'm going to use my Sharpie. You want to use some kind of black, either a black marker, a black Sharpie, a black crayon would be good. I'm going to use a ruler just to help me draw straight lines, and then I'm going to use my markers. So the first thing we have to do is make lines on our paper. So I'm going to lay my ruler just up against the edge of the paper, hold it down, and go right beside it with my marker. Then I'm going to move it over to the black line, hold it down, and do that again so that I know all my stripes are the same size, because that's part of the illusion. So I'm just going to keep doing that until I can't make any more stripes. Looks like I could do one more. Okay, so that last one might not be quite as big as the rest, but it's pretty close. Okay, so now we're going to draw some shapes, and we want to make them pretty big. So I'm going to, and it doesn't matter where you draw them. So I'm going to do a heart. And I'm going to do a rectangle. And I'm going to do a diamond. And then maybe two circles. One over here and one over here. Okay, so now we're done with the Sharpie. Now you need to pick two colors. Now, I'm going to lay my markers out like a color wheel. So that would be in the order of the rainbow. So we have red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Okay, so this is purple, it looks blue. So we're going to pick complementary colors. So what does that mean? That means two colors that are across from each other in the color wheel. So, see how red and green match? They're complementary colors. Orange and blue, and yellow and purple. So I want you to pick two of those colors that go together. So you could pick yellow and purple, you could pick orange and blue, or you could pick red and green. All right, well, my favorite color is orange, so I'm gonna go with the orange and blue. All right, so I have a shape, part of a shape in every stripe. Okay, so the shape, or the stripe, it's gonna go blue, orange, blue, orange, blue, orange, blue, orange, blue. But when I get to the shape, I'm not coloring that part blue. See how I'm going around it? And I'm going to have to go around it again when I get down to my circle. And you want to make sure you try to get as much of the white covered as possible. You might want to put down newspaper so you don't write on your table or your desk. Okay, so you see how I left those two parts not blue? Well, they're going to be orange instead. So even though this was a blue stripe, because I have a shape in there, I'm going to use the opposite color. So that part and this part. Okay, now this stripe will be orange. I'm just marking them so we know. And I'm going to do the same thing. When I hit the shape, I'm going to stop coloring with that color. Okay, so now when I get to my shape, I'm going to use the opposite color. All right, oops, I need the blue. Now this stripe is going to be blue. Except for where there's a shape. Oops, sorry.
Good afternoon.
Have some announcements going on.
At this time, yellow parent pickups are dismissed to the cafeteria.
So then in my shapes, I'm doing the opposite color, which is orange. And I don't know if you can see it happening on your screen or on your own picture, but it kind of looks like the shapes are popped out of the picture. So you would just want to keep going until you have the whole paper covered. I think it definitely works better when the whole paper's covered, but I could still see it happening with just the part we did so far. Because the announcements are coming on, and that's going to interrupt us. Totally forgot about those announcements. Okay, so I have a little piece of a shape, so it's going to be the opposite color. Now you could paint this too. I didn't say that, but you could if you wanted to paint it, or use markers or crayons or colored pencils, whatever you have at home that's convenient for you to use. Okay, and then in the shape, we're going to do the opposite color. And you're probably getting the hang of this by now, I hope. I could even go through and mark my colors so I don't forget. Like, I've got my orange there, so I know this will be blue. My orange here, so this will be blue and this will be blue. And then here, oh, and this little part will be blue. And then here, this is my blue stripe, so this will be orange, this will be orange, and these two places will be orange. So now I have it all marked out, so that way I can finish coloring it and I won't get confused on what colors I need to use in those parts. So you can always do that as well. And if you don't have time to color the whole thing right now, you can color it at another time. So that is our optical illusion. I'm going to go ahead and sign off because of the announcements. And next lesson will be our last one. So I will see you then.